Hey Nathan, it's Monday, November 24th. Last night our power went out, which is nothing unusual for this new apartment that we live in. The power goes out about once a month, so it never surprises or worries us whenever it happens. We casually get out tea candles and place them strategically throughout the apartment and then just hang out until the lights come back on. Last night's outage lasted particularly long and it got me to thinking. We're so used to this immediate accessibility of electricity that when its flow suddenly stops, it really changes the environment of even the most familiar places like home. Nathan, you even habitually flipped on switches every time you entered a new room for the first minute or so, even though you consciously knew that the lights wouldn't turn on. It's a change of perspective having your familiar place abruptly shown in a different light, but it's kind of refreshing too. So we decided to have some fun with it. I think it's beneficial to switch up your perspective every once in a while. It's a reminder that your specific viewpoint is just that, a very specialized look at the world and universe in its entirety. And sometimes things out of your own control can force you to look at things differently. So light can change your perspective of how people or things look simply by where it's placed. But what if you had a different way of interpreting light? The way we humans see light is different from many other light-sensing beings. The mantis shrimp, a relative of lobsters and crabs, can see light into the ultraviolet spectrum, and most plants are known to have proteins and pigments that detect light and subsequently affect growth. We rely heavily on vision to understand our world, but it is a limited tool. I mean, have you ever just chilled in a room upside down for a few minutes? Your brain quickly adjusts to the new viewpoints. Up becomes down and down becomes up. For the few minutes after you turn right side up, the room, no matter how familiar it is to you, has a certain intangible strangeness to it. It's the same and yet it feels slightly off. A change in perspective has a way with messing with your feelings. Thinking about things in different lights can throw you on a roller coaster of understanding. Seeing a cheetah hunt down and kill an antelope can give us feelings of pity and sadness for the prey, but imagining the cheetah and its babies dying of starvation is equally as distressing. You can look at yourself in the mirror and know that your body contains, give or take, around 7 times 10 to the 27th. That's 7 billion atoms. That can make you feel pretty big. Until you look at this picture, taken by the Cassini spacecraft of you, your 7 billion atoms, and all other 7 billion people on Earth and their 7 billion atoms. Wow. Now, does this mean that our unique viewpoint is kind of worthless, since there are so many ways to see, comprehend, and conceptualize the universe? Well, no, because as humans, we're the ones who made up the sense of worth in the first place, and we place special emphasis on things that are one of a kind. And thinking like Mr. Rogers in relation to the brain, there is no one like you. No one in the history of ever has made the same pathways and connections that your brain has made and is continuing to make throughout your entire lifetime. That, the uniqueness of perspective, is something to be cherished in yourself and respected in others. Nathan, sometimes it just takes some lights going out to turn others on. We'll see you on Wednesday. From your perspective, I'm probably wearing pants, right? From mine,